Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Lucid. We're jumping back into our game with Late Age Ulm in The Sound and the Fury. If you recall, last episode we had a bit of a turning point in that we declared war with Abyssia. Lemuria has kind of rolled over and died, even though he did send a one-man army that killed an Abyssian super stack. But I think he's rolled over and died, which is a bit ironic considering he is playing Lemuria. And then a message from Utgard this turn. So, yes, I agree that Ulm is in a winning position. The scary late game nation is the largest in late game. But rather Ulm than Lemuria always kill the pop kill nation. Which is kind of sound advice. You can't... Which was kind of what I was telling Abyssia, who I'm now attacking. But, I was saying, if... So Abyssia is attacking Lemuria, which in some ways doesn't make sense. He should be attacking me. But... Actually, I think we're just going to talk diplomacy before I go through the turn. So, the problem was Abyssia can only take like one fort at a time, but Lemuria can take like 4 or 5. So I was kind of losing this battle down here, and I was like, okay, if you fight me, then like Lemuria's going to get all this stuff, and who would you rather fight late game? Nobody wants to fight Lemuria late game, especially this Lemuria with a particularly good build, I think. Like, if all of this was forted up with temples from Lemuria, it would be just a nightmare to play against. An absolute nightmare. Anyway, he is attacking him, and the idea was we take a few Lemurian temples, which he was doing, and then shortly, once Lemuria has kind of given up, which he was kind of indicating he did, then Abyssia would turn on me in conjunction with Lemuria, who he would kind of forge a peace with, and then they would all fight me. And that way, Abyssia would get a larger portion of my land when he attacks, compared to Lemuria. So anyway, and there's always the threat of Underdark going up, which is kind of the scariest of all the late game spells, or kind of one of the scariest. And it's, if you're a pop kill nation and you put Underdark up and you can keep it up, it's almost guaranteed you're going to win, unless you're like 2 or 3 provinces. It is less good against Blood Nations, but it is still good. So we'll go through the turn. We summon a bunch of vampires. We're summoning Tartarians also. You can see we've got a little stock of them here. We're moving... we move them over here where our Astral Dude is... Oh, sorry, yawn. Where our Astral Dude is going to Gift of Reason them and turn them into commanders. More Disease Demon spam from us going on to Lemuria. And then we did a bunch of Call Horrors, or Send Lesser Horrors. Which, anyway, that is this. And they seem to be reasonably effective. Even if we're not winning, we are killing a lot of his ghosts, which at this point is kind of okay with us. So, like here, we sent it, didn't really work, but that's okay. Blood Economy going very strong. A few assassination attempts. We tried to assassinate some people. Unfortunately, like here, we would have probably won this assassination, but we retreated because our script was really bad. I remember that from last episode. Kind of had this coming to us. Oops, and then we retreat. Yeah, don't want to have retreat when you're assassinating. So anyway, that's unfortunate. We tried to seduce a belly maul horror. That's kind of funny. Where the hell is that? I guess right here. And we had some big battles coming up this turn. We've got a big battle in one of the, maybe 2 of the 2 of the throne provinces. So we'll go ahead and click through real quick. One of them, we were just kind of moving in a large amount of dudes on top of Abyssia's throne. This, I think, is it, actually. Turtle Blades. Yeah. So this is kind of like a little probing attack. And really it's designed... One of the things that you can do is... Now, if I attack with, like, my full army, there's a few things that are bad about doing that. One is, they could all die, right? Because I have no idea what he's got defending. The second is... I'm like super yawny. Sorry, guys. The second is, even if he doesn't have much defending and I easily win with my big army, it's going to totally give away like all of my positioning and stuff like that for free. So, might as well not do it for free. He can ping me still and see what I've got, but might as well not do it for free. Okay, we already did Turtle Glades, Laria. These aren't that big. A mule, not too many big battles here. And then we have a battle here with Lemuria in his fort. And I don't know why, but Lemuria didn't attack me. He had a huge army parked next to me, and I was totally expecting that army to come in and attack. I guess it didn't. But anyway, there we go. So there's that. We only got 46 gems this turn from Arcane Nexus, so nothing too great. But that's basically it. So we've got this throne now. The nice thing about it is we can claim it soon. I'm trying to figure out where my Holy 3 dude is. It's going to take like a little bit of turn. Well, it's one of the problems with the LA Elm. You don't have great access to Holy 3. I think he may be coming in here. Where the hell are you? I thought it was one of my vampires I made, my prophet. But I don't see him right now. I thought it was like my astral or air vampire, so he can zip around. Yeah, I don't see him. Actually, I might pause it real quick and look for him. I'm gonna pause. Okay, so I found him. He's actually here on top of this throne, which is nice in that I could claim this throne, but now I have to figure out how I'm gonna claim this one. And I don't think I have a great answer at the moment. If I built a lab in here, I could get a bishop fish and then get them out. That's kind of the only other easy way to get Holy 3s. Yeah, I don't actually know what I have planned to come over here and take this, but I now have a rather... Whoops, where the hell did I go? I have a large thrall army inside here too. So, anyway, I think I leave some of them. Do I leave some of them, or do I take all of them? No, I take all of them. I guess I can move thralls in from behind. But, yeah, we're going to move everybody over here and try to force a fight with Lemuria and kick him off this island. But what I really need to do is just claim that throne and this throne, and then I'm going to win. I'm moving in a bunch of other dudes, right? So you see all these guys, some of these guys have fire plates, which are going to give them fire resistance and armor, both of which will help against flames from the sky. The armor is going to be a little better if we have a demon assassination, and then rings of fire. And basically, we're going to move all of them in. Some of these guys I think are scripted. Okay, no, I haven't scripted any of them yet. So I'm kind of expecting he's not going to attack, and I'm kind of being lazy, and I'll script probably next turn when I try to break the fort. I don't think at the time I noticed that the wall integrity was so damn high, like 1,750. But, yeah. We'll deal with that next turn. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the next turn. Next turn, we are at turn 85. And coming into it, we have a dire portent. That's probably me doing something, but I'm not totally sure. Drilled a well, so Earthblood Deep Well. Okay, no, this was this guy putting up Earthblood Deep Well. I still have Nexus up and Mother Oak and Stellar Focus. It's okay. I should get a fair amount of pearls in this turn, so that's kind of nice. If we go down and look at Arcane Nexus, we got 53. Actually, not that many. Okay, so anyway, coming up, bunch more vampire summoning. Then we have more infernal disease. I cast Sin Lesser Horror quite a few times, and this time mostly targeted at Abyssia. And I'm trying to clear out a ring so he can't easily reinforce his army. And we were in general successful. So you can see I've kind of raided all of this with Sin Lesser Horror. And this is a really good strategy to kind of prevent people from reinforcing an area you're attacking, because basically unless they're flying, they're really only going to get map move 1. And then you can continuously cut off their retreat routes, so they're kind of fully committed to a fight. So anyway, that's a kind of good thing to do, and we're doing it. And then it's also kind of just general raiding, which is good to do in war. Okay, we found a few sites, even here very late in the game. Where was this? Okay, I didn't... Okay, yeah, we were searching for water. Water is not one of the paths that Elielm gets a lot of, so not too surprising I was finding them even late in the game. Though it is questionable whether it's even worth your time to search, but with the Lemuria in the game, you never know quite how long it will last, even though this one has given up. At this point, it's looking pretty clear that I'm going to win. I don't really see... Like, especially that he gave this up. I know he has a big army inside of here. But... and I'm sieging it this turn, too. I probably should try to break siege, but maybe I want to see if he pops his head out. But really, it's probably all going to end when I take this. But unfortunately, I haven't broken it yet. If we go down and look at the messages here for Turtle Glades... Turtle Glades, sorry. The walls are undamaged, and more men in time... Okay, we've started to destroy the fort in Turtle Glades. The walls are undamaged. So what that means is that the current fortification is higher than the max fortification, but it's less than it was before, which means we're doing a lot of damage to it, but not enough to tear it down. So right now our siege strength is 950, which is a pretty phenomenal amount, so hopefully we have that done next turn. Meanwhile, we're going to start moving in a few swaths of our thralls to kind of hold up these fort walls so Lemuria can't easily claim it back from us. Down here, we have also launched a rather large assault on Utgard. It's a big thrall army, which again are actually kind of good troops due to high base damage on their weapons. And piercing damage on their weapons, and good morale. Once you buff them up with a ton of things, so we'll be buffing them up with a ton of things. But we're going to be storming this castle here. I expect that Utgard's going to come attack me, but you never know. And that's basically it. If we go through the script here, I think I kind of already talked about it, but... okay, we're missing some of the things. I think I'm moving in some blood slaves on, like, a person, and then they're just gonna, like, stand somewhere. I'm not totally sure. Is my scripting even done? It looks like no, I haven't done all of it. I think I've done most of my scripting. I have a ton of communion slaves. No, this guy's still scripted with Soul Slay. I don't have Master and Slave scripted yet. Because I'm quite sure that guy is eventually going to get a Master and Slave script. It's probably the only reason I would have put so many pearls on him. And like this... Okay, this guy does have a Master and Slave script. Okay. So that's okay. And then with the Rune Smasher, that's pretty good. I also should have kitted him out with... No, he's got an Eye of the Void. And then a Ring of Fire. So this is a pretty economical kit here. He's a little vulnerable to Infernal Disease, but that's okay. So I think that's it for this turn. I'm going to kind of speed through these because really it's kind of just a little bit of raiding and movement, but a lot of it is just waiting for these this final port to break. So that was turn 85, I think. So now we're on turn 86. Okay, so we cast Well of Misery, and we overrode... I forget... Let's go check. Somebody else had a different one up. I think it was Abyssia. Oh, Abyssia had Well of Misery, so I just overcast it. So actually, let's go check and see what Abyssia's Well of Misery was, or how much I put into the overcast. Because I don't even remember. I'm kind of very random a lot of times with how much I actually put into it. I think... Where's our Tartarian Sunrunner? He's right here. So he cast Well of Misery, and he put only 102 into it. So we were basically betting on Abyssia not having overcast it by much. We only put 20 in. So that's a bit of a gamble. I could have wasted 80 death gems, but anyway, this will kind of be a nail in the coffin of Abyssia. Part of it is just to kind of suck the gems away from him, since he's probably one of the bigger threats at this point in the game. Okay, so anyway, back to turn 86. So Well of Misery goes up. We summon a bunch of vampires. We're empowering some of our guys still in blood so that they can do the Infernal Tempest and such. And we probably could do it right now. I just have to give them the right gear. The problem with empowering is they get horror marked, as you see. So anyway, that's kind of a problem. I think this guy also empowered himself. He's now rather horror marked. Okay, so continuing on. Big blood economy going, and coming down here into the battles. Okay, so we had a few assassinations. We were successful, it appears, on both of them. More horror seed action going on us. Apparently we're trying to seduce a horror again. Whoops. Okay, not too many big battles there. Just some light raiding here from Utgard, and okay, he attacks me here. Does not really accomplish anything. And we have a battle in the Fortress of Tinga. So I was attacking his fort here, and he's got nothing inside. Nexus gets 42 gems. And then we get attacked by Demon Knights and a Succubus. Interesting. What event is this? It said that there was an order of knights in the land. They were destroyed by their own weakness when the Grand Master fell to temptation. The fallen knights have now returned from hell. Ooh. It's kind of dark. Anyway, they kind of wreck me here. It's a lot of dudes for these knights to kill. This just shows you how good demon knights are. Yeah, you know, these guys are getting some succubus action after the battle's over. Okay, so coming down. That's basically it. So you can see these turns are kind of like big, but they're also kind of slow. There's not really that much action happening. I am sending Big Donger in to fight in the death match if anybody will kind of join me. So it's the arena battle. This fort is not broken yet. Let's go check on Turtle Glaives, because that's kind of what's pacing everything. Where are you? We have started to destroy the fort. The walls are critically damaged. Okay, so I should break through next turn, and then we'll have our big battle. Okay, wait, there was a battle here. I didn't see it. Okay, so Lemuria is bringing a rather large army. Let's take a look at what he's got. He's got a Troll King, right? So that's probably going to be doing Army of Lead or some kind of business like that. He's got a bunch of Crystal Sorceresses, and he's got this guy who's a Fire 5 Flame Spirit with a bunch of Fire Gems. You know, Firestorm's coming up. Hopefully I'm dropping Army of Gold myself, but we'll see what happens. Foul Vapors. Ooh, I don't know if I planned on that. I don't think I have poison resistance on any of my guys. I think I do Life After Death, which will give them a second poison resistance form. Okay, now we've got a ton of things up. Let's take a look. We've got Grip of Winter, Relief, Firestorm, another Grip of Winter, so we're both casting it. Light of the Northern Star, Foul Vapors, Rigor Mortis, and Natural Rain. Are my guys Okay, my guys do have Army of Gold on them, so they're fire resistant, so Firestorm is not going to do that much to me. But I imagine his guys are the same. Now, where's my Witherbones coming out here? Because you can see I've got a ton of vampires on the front line. Most of these guys are community slaves. Okay, I see some people casting Witherbones. Okay, we've got more Witherbone spam coming out. How are my guys doing on fatigue? Because we've got Rigor Mortis up. Okay, their batteries are kind of running low. Not good. I don't know, I don't think... Okay, no, I put Relief up, which kind of counters Rigor Mortis. I think my Communion slaves have died, though, unfortunately. Or no, they were vampires, if I recall. So they probably haven't, because I'm pretty sure I kitted them with rings of fire resistance, so they are fine in this firestorm, whereas they normally are not. This was kind of the main problem I was having fighting Lemuria too, is like I had no way of surviving firestorm with vampires. Now we can see it's not as big of a problem. But he's got just a huge mage core back here. I mean, if you look, he's got at least 10 Grand Lemurs, all spamming out Nether Darts and other sorts of things. I wonder if they have any kind of, like, fatigue relief. Or reinvigoration, as they call it. I don't see... Okay, he's got Boots of the Messenger on a lot of them. On some of them. Okay, and my guys are... You see they're turning into soulless once they are, they're dead, so I got life for a life off. And a lot of that is the, Foul Vapors that's killing them. Okay, I'm going to pick up the speed here so we can kind of see what's going to happen. But you can see a lot of my guys are routing. And it looks like the Lemurian line held up long enough for his apparently superior mage core to kill all my guys, despite having a rather big vampire communion myself. Though one of the problems with these Nether Darts too is if they hit my vampires, it's going to feeble-mind them, which is not something I'm super excited about. Okay, we've got Flame Eruption coming out from this guy. Who the hell is this guy? I'm not sure. I wonder if that was a King of Fire Elementals or something. Okay. So we lose that, guys. That's a bit unfortunate. So... and that was a reasonably high commitment attack. I mean, we had a lot of mages. Let's look at the battle report for that. There was a battle in Suthu is what I'm looking for. For some reason I don't see it here on my screen, which is probably why I didn't... Oh. Our undefended province of Suthu? Oh, that wasn't undefended. We had a huge freaking army there. Okay, so a thrall transformed into a horror and started an attack during the magic phase is apparently what happened. Okay, so let's look. That was a flame spirit. Oh no. Okay, so Lemuria lost a flame spirit, most of her crystal sorceresses, her enchantress, none of his grand lemurs, who apparently did all of the killing, just about. And then he lost almost all his chaff. So in that way it was very far from being free for Lemuria. He lost a lot of his gold upkeep stuff, which he will have trouble replacing. On the other hand, I lost kind of almost everything, except for the vampire counts, who a lot of them I think ran. But yeah, we lost almost all our Ghoul Guardians, which are cap only. We lost all, basically all of these guys. So we lost 700 dudes. In terms of mages who are not immortal, we lost 6, 7, 9, 10. So we lost about the same number he did. But kind of more chaff. But I think compared to our chaff generation rates, we actually probably came out ahead there a little bit. So anyway, not super excited about that, but anyway, that's what happened. He probably will try to lay siege here. We're just going to... Actually, I don't really have a turn order in here. I might have actually staled this turn. It appears I did, since I don't have a turn order. Let's go ahead and check out the next turn, which is turn 87. Yeah, stale turn, unfortunately. A few battles, and then I'll talk about kind of my next thing, and then we'll probably have the last episode after this, because I'm getting very close to a throne victory. And I think I was just a little overwhelmed at the time. Okay. And that's basically it. So I kind of staled. This fort is now broken, though, so we're going to storm it. He has not moved his army on top of here. I think he's kind of... He might have staled, too. I can't remember. But basically, yeah, we're moving in a ton of thralls to hold up the wall here, as well as a fair number of mages that can potentially defend. Here we are going to get to seducing / assassinating, and our script is okay. We're going to kind of send a few more dudes in here in case our storm is not successful, but that's basically it. So if we win this fort battle, then really we just have to zap our Holy 3 dude, because we only have one of them, from, anyway, wherever he's hiding out in here. Why can't I see him? Unless he's already... Oh, no, here he is. So, he's in my capital. I've given him Boots of Quickness. I probably should have prophetized, like, a Air 3 one. I mean, one of the ones I empowered in Air or Astral so they can zap around. But anyway, we're going to zip him over here. He'll take this, and then in 2 turns he'll be back. Hopefully to claim this throne if I win this battle. So anyway, next episode we'll have this battle, one way or another. And we are nearing the end of the game. So thank you guys for watching.